Hello Primary 5 students. On behalf of AMS English Department, I'd like to welcome you today. I'm Ms. Angela Gruti. How are you doing? I hope you are all doing well. In this video, we are going to learn grammar, the present perfect simple tense. Today's agenda items are PowerPoint presentation and booklet A. Now, let's get started. First, let's watch the PowerPoint presentation. Read with me. I have known Sarah for 7 years. My question is, when did you meet her? Yes, 7 years ago. Do you still know her or not? Yes, you still know her. So I met her 7 years ago and I still know her. The usage is action started in the past and continues up to the present. Number 2. Look at the picture. Mom has gone shopping. Is Mom still shopping? No, she finished. Do you think she spent a lot of money? Yes. Why? How did you know that she spent a lot of money? She has many shopping bags. So Mom finished shopping and she has a lot of shopping bags with her. So the usage is past action which has just finished and has a visible result in the present. So we still see the result of the action. Number 3. I have traveled to London. Okay, so is time important? This is an experience in the past, but we didn't mention the time. So we don't know the specific time, but it is in the past. The usage is referring to an experience without mention time. Number 4, he has called his friends. When did he call them? We don't know. So also the time is not important. Action in the past, but the exact time isn't important. The form of the present perfect simple tense. We have the subject, verb to have, which is have or has, plus verb in the past participle form, which is the PP. For sure we know that we use have with I, we, you, they, and has with he, she, it. Here we have the negative. We know that negative equals not. So we put not after verb to have. So have or has plus not plus the PP. The question. We have 2 types of questions. The yes-no question, which is formed as have or has plus subject plus PP and the rest of the question, then question mark. The second type is WH question words. We use the WH word, which are what, where, when, how often, who, how, and so on, plus have or has, plus subject, plus PP, then the rest of the sentence, and please don't forget the question mark. Irregular verbs. Some verbs have a regular form of past simple and PP. You have the list of the irregular verbs in your booklets. Time expressions. We have some time expressions. Each has a usage. Number 1, just. We use just in the affirmative form with action happened short time ago. As we see in the example, I have just finished my homework. So this means that the action has just finished short time ago, shortly. Already, also in the affirmative form. We use it in the action happened sooner than expected. As we see in the example, they have already sold all the tickets. So this means that the action happened sooner than we expect. Take care. Just and already are nosy. What's meant by nosy? They come between have or has and the PP. We have yet. We use yet in the negative or question form. The examples, I haven't finished yet. So we have not, haven't, so we used yet. The second example, have you done your homework yet? So this is question. So we also used yet. Yet comes at the end of the sentence or the question. After that we have ever, which used in the question form. Have you ever visited London? This is question, we used ever. Never in the negative meaning without not. So I can say, I have never visited London. This is the answer of the above question. I have never visited London. I can't say I haven't never visited London. This is incorrect because we don't use never with not. Ever and never come between have or has and the PP. We have since. Since is used before starting point or definite time. As you see in the example, I haven't seen him since 2016. So 2016 is a definite time, so we used since. For, we used for before period of time or duration. As you see in the example, I haven't seen him for 3 years. 3 years is not a starting point, it's a duration, so we used for. Now, I want you to open your booklets, booklet A, page 16. We have question A. Sammy has written an article about Mr. Abid. Fill in the blanks with the verbs below. So we have some verbs. We have to read the article and fill in the blanks with those verbs. After that, we have question B. Complete the sentence using present perfect tense. So we have to use the verbs between brackets corrected in the present perfect tense. Question C. Fill in with for, since, just, already, and yet. In this question, you have to listen to your teacher first. Number 1, listen. Mom asked her son to go to the supermarket and he is still there. Let's read number 1. My son went to the supermarket but he hasn't come back. So we will use what? Excellent. We have hasn't, which is in the negative form, so we will use yet. Excellent. Number 2, listen. Leonard bought cinema tickets to his friends before calling them. Read number 2. Leonard has already bought because this happens sooner than we expect. He hasn't called his friends. So we have hasn't, also yet, negative. Number 3, listen. A family lived in Morocco, had a 10-year girl called Miriam, who is 15 now. So, number 3, let's read. Miriam has lived in Morocco, space she was 10 years old. This is starting point. So, we use since before the starting point. It's not a duration. Number 4, listen. We met Mr. John shortly. He is our new teacher. Let's read. We have space met the new teacher at the high school. So we met him shortly. We have just met the new teacher. Number 5, let's listen. A friend of mine offered me a piece of cake, but after I had some coffee and biscuits. Let's read. The waiter has space brought me some coffee and biscuits. As we listened, a friend of mine offered me a piece of cake after I had some coffee and biscuits. So the waiter has already brought me some coffee and biscuits. Your homework is page 17, booklet A. You will finish exercise B. Thanks for listening, and I'm glad to be here with you today. Goodbye for now, and wait for other videos. Bye.